wasn't planning on going live, but this is something that I will always continue to do. All right. Um, whatever YouTube person it is. All right. If it's one thing to disagree with somebody, but it's another thing to be completely stupid and not know your facts and not know what you're talking about. All right. So I've covered the Amazing Lucas. I don't know, probably 10 times. All right, since I've had my YouTube channel. All right. I've covered Brandon Tatum. All right, I don't care who the person is. All right, I will cover them and I will continue to call them out, whether I follow them or not. That's not the issue here. All right. The issue is you don't know what you're talking about. All right. So, for anybody who doesn't know what I'm talking about, all right. So this is going to be about Angel Gussie. This is the couple that was arrested in Atlanta, or excuse me, the male was cited a ticket. The female was arrested for refusing to sign a citation. All right. So a breakdown of what happened between them. All right. They were in the park after hours. It's no big deal. All right. You're probably looking at, I don't know, a $50 ticket. All right. So what the case is, the officer pulls up. He tells them, hey, it looks like you're out of state. Park's closed. You can't be there after hours. All right. Simple as that. He asks for the IDs. All right. That's pretty ordinary for a cop to ask for your ID. All right. It's not like he's asking you to do push-ups. He's asking for your ID. All right. Nothing serious. All right. Anyways, he's looking for warrants, making sure you're not out there for murder or whatever the case may be. All right. So the Amazing Lucas goes on to say he's trying to find something to hurt them. No. First of all, they were in the park after hours. Yeah, they were out of town. Whether they knew that or not, that's beside the point, alright? Point is, they were in there after hours. Alright, he pulled in, he's doing his job. Alright? Anyways, nothing comes up on their IDs. He goes to the mail first, he prints out a ticket or a citation. The mail says, do I have to sign it? He says, either sign it or go to jail. So he's looking at it like he's reading. There's nothing to read. Either you sign it or you go to jail, alright? He signs it. He calls the female over. She eventually comes over. She's trying to act stupid. So she asks for his badge number. He says it. She walks away like she didn't hear it. Alright, so number one, that's on you. If you're asking for this officer's badge number, listen to it. Alright? You want this information, pay attention. Then he says it again. Alright? So he's done told you twice now, his badge number. Alright, you ask again. He's told you a third time his badge number. Alright? You ask for his name. He says Officer Brooks. You ask for his first name. Well, obviously he's not going to give you his first name because he doesn't know what you're doing on the phone. So he says he's not going to give you the first name. You ask for his name again. He tells you again. Then he says, are you going to sign it? Well, obviously she doesn't sign it. Alright? He asks her again, are you going to sign it? He asked her this multiple times if she's going to sign it. She refused to sign it. Alright? So, he then proceeds to place her in custody. No big deal. That's his job. She's refusing to sign the ticket. Alright? Struggle ensues. She claims that he's hurting her. Alright? So, Amazing Lucas wants to know, who is the officer protecting the park? Alright, that doesn't matter. He doesn't know what these people are doing out here in the park. That's the problem. Alright? You can claim they were out of state. Yeah, they were out of state. Maybe they didn't know the rules. Alright? But the fact of the matter is, they're there after the park's closed. Alright? Check the IDs. IDs come back. He decides to write a citation. That's on the officer's discretion. Alright? He chose to write a citation. He didn't have to, but he did. That's his discretion. Alright? As far as who he's protecting, he could be protecting them. They could have been doing drugs. They could have overdosed. Maybe they were doing drugs. Who knows? They could have overdosed and died. What if that was the case? Alright? All she had to do was sign the ticket. And then he goes on to talk about Klan rallies and how the police are killing innocent black people. Like, he is a black officer, okay? I don't understand how people are trying to make this about race when the male that he contacted is black. The female he contacted is black, and the officer that made the initial stop is black. So maybe I'm confused. I very well could be, but I just don't understand how this is a racial thing. But he goes on to say that, all cops are on the same page. They just want to kill black people and they're anti black and all this. So, I just don't understand how her resisting arrest is him being anti black and trying to kill people. Alright? But I'm going to go even more into what he said. Alright? So, um, like I said, she refused to sign the ticket over a badge number because he did not give her the badge number. She's going to refuse to sign the ticket. But at this point, he's then gave her the badge number three different times. He said his name on three different occasions. So at this point, she's the problem. Alright? I don't know how to make it any more clear than that. Alright? He then goes on to say, anyone justifying this is un-American, part of the problem in America, and anti-black, and an enemy to black people. And then he goes and takes it a step further and compares this to slavery. Alright, so anybody who's supporting the police in this decision, alright, which she is completely wrong. Like, anybody who can't see that she's completely wrong, I don't know what to tell you. She refused to sign a ticket even after he gave her the badge number multiple times, gave her his name multiple times. He signed the ticket. Why couldn't she sign the ticket? It's not that big of a deal. Like I said, you're looking at like what, a $30, $40, $50 ticket at the most? It's not like you were out there committing murder, alright? You were there after the park closed. All you had to do was sign the ticket. You would have been on your way with your man. Officer would have been on his way. Nobody would have got hurt. Nobody would have had anything to do. Alright? So when they're on the ground struggling, she wants to be, oh, I'll sign the ticket. And then, he's like, it's too late for that. And the Amazing Lucas just loses it over that. So, if you watch any police video where there's a officer and he's giving you the option to sign a ticket or go to jail, like he told her husband or whatever he may be to her, he signed it because he knows he will go to jail if he doesn't sign the ticket. It's not hard. It's common sense, alright? She refused to sign it. He tries to put handcuffs on her. She's pulling away, looking lost, like she didn't do nothing wrong. And then she's still pulling away from this officer. Alright, he eventually kicks her leg out from under her and pushes her to the ground. Again, he could have easily just pushed her to the ground. He could have hit her. He could have tased her. He took her to the ground like he's supposed to be doing. Alright? Then they get her on the ground. She's still yelling and screaming, which makes you look even worse in your video. You're yelling and screaming over a $50 ticket for a park being closed. Like, a $50 ticket, you're going to do all this and catch a felony charge for the park being closed. You know how stupid that sounds. So, anyways, they continue to fight. He pulled out his taser. And, I guess it was just to be a tactic to kind of try and de-escalate it. He didn't use it. A lot of officers probably would have used it. It probably would have saved a lot of time. Because he's sitting there struggling with this woman for a good 4 or 5 minutes. And over a $50 ticket. I mean, like I said, it's not like you're out there for murder. I don't get it. A $50 ticket, you're going to catch a felony charge of resisting arrest. And really, you could catch 2 felony charges if they really want to take it that far for assaulting a police officer. If they really want to take it that far, too. And you're being hurt. Well, quit fighting the officer. You're not hitting them, you're not kicking them, but you're pulling away, you're screaming, you're yelling, you're crying. You're part of the problem, alright? It's not the people justifying the officer. She's part of the problem, alright? And for the fact that the Amazing Lucas compare this to slavery, I don't even know how you can compare this to slavery. I don't even know where you got that from. Alright? And then he takes it even a step further than that. He compares this to white supremacy. Where, where, how did you get white supremacy? It is three black people. The black man who was smart and signed the $50 ticket, the black officer, and the black female drama queen. So these are all black people. So I don't know how you got white supremacy out of these being black people. Again, this was a black police officer and two black people. There was no white officer, no white people involved at this at all. Only white people that showed up with the cops when he called for backup. That's it. So I don't know where you got white supremacy from. Alright. He then says the officer manhandled her. Alright, so he did not manhandle her. Alright, at a certain point, you have to take control of the situation. And that's what he did. You cannot allow her to keep pulling away from you. You know, you don't know what she's got on her. You haven't searched her. You don't know what she was doing in the car. You don't know any of that. So at a certain point, you have to take control of the situation. And not to mention the fact that there's two of them and one of him. Alright? Her husband, or like I said, whatever he is to her, is still there. It was one of him. He is outnumbered right now. So he has to take control of this situation and handcuff her and take control of her in case he tries to do something. And he even told him multiple times, I need you back up, I need you back up. I mean, it's pretty clear, cut, and simple that she resists arrest. And, you know, a lot of people are saying that, you know, she's saying she'll sign it now. Okay, that's fine. But at the end of the day, it's too late. You know, you can't sign it after you know you're going to jail. Your man signed it because he didn't want to go to jail. Alright? The officer told you multiple times you have to sign it or you will go to jail. And you had an attitude about it the whole time. So, I mean, like, you brought all that upon yourself. Like, the Amazing Lucas is stupid. And then he's trying to say that, you know, he didn't involve race into it, but you just said anybody who is justifying this officer as un-American, part of the problem, anti-American, and anti-black, and an enemy to the black people. You compared it to slavery. You compared it to white supremacy when there was no white people there to begin with. So, like, who's the real racist here? That's my thing, alright? Hey Albatross, Miss Hancock, Mr. Docs, how y'all doing? Yeah, Mr. Docs, so I've unfollowed the Amazing Lucas for, I don't even know, maybe a year or two now. But I do still go back on his channel to see what kind of stupid videos he does post, especially when there's something high profile that happens. You know, I figured he would have talked about what happened in Ohio, this, and he talked about this. He hasn't talked about what happened in Ohio yet, but, you know, when your channel is decreasing by the thousands, week after week, that shows that your channel is not doing good, and you're losing subscribers like crazy. Now, don't get me wrong. Does YouTube play a part in that? Yeah, definitely. YouTube is definitely playing a part in that. YouTube censoring people. YouTube is taking people's videos down, banning people for weeks at a time, censoring people, not sending out notifications, all that. And even unsubscribing people. So yeah, that is true. It's happened to me. It's happening to me currently, right now. But with that being said, you're losing thousands, alright? Every week, every 2 weeks, you're losing thousands. That's not a good look, alright? And then you continue to be stupid. Like, I guarantee you when his channel falls, you know, he's going to cry racism about it. But there's nothing to cry. Like, your channel, you do it however you want. Alright, if you want to talk about politics, gaming, you want to play the black victim card, the white victim card, talk about police brutality all day, how great police are. Whatever case is, that's your platform. That is your channel. But if people don't subscribe to it or people unsubscribe, because a lot of people follow the Amazing Lucas, they thought he was conservative patriot. That's where he gained a lot of his subscribers from. And he's losing them because he's changed. You know, and I don't know what changed in him, but it's almost like right after, Like something just clicked and he changed. Now, I do think after a lot of these police shootings happened, he lost a lot of his followers there. Alright, and I'm not saying all police are great because obviously they're not. We all have our different encounters with that. Most of y'all know what happened to me um, almost a year ago now, but most of y'all know what happened to me. So honestly, I don't have a great impression on police officers like I used to, but I still do support the majority of them. Prime example, I was out to eat the other day. There was a black family. I'm assuming they were wife and husband, boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever the case may be. Man and woman, alright? They had three little girls with them. Cop walks in, he's ordering his food, he's waiting for his food. I'm sitting down waiting. And the three little girls run up to the officer, they want to talk to him, and he's having a conversation with him, He actually walks them out to the car. I gave him stickers, whatever gave him, I'm sure stickers, or maybe a business card. That's the kind of police that you want in America. That's what you want. You want people to be able to interact with kids, have that connection so that they feel safe. But you also have cops out there that are on a power hungry trip. So I get that part, but not all cops are like that, and that's something that I gotta realize. Um, but again, the amazing Lucas, you're just stupid, bro. I don't know what else to tell you. Like, if you really think people justifying this is un-American, anti-American, anti-black, part of prominent enemy to black people, then I don't know what else to tell you. Like, and that's why you're losing your subscribers because you don't know what you're talking about, and you're just talking, and you don't. Again, you have no facts to back that up. You have no proof. You have nothing to back that up. So my final input on this is: do I think the officer was wrong in what he did? No. He was patrolling. He saw the car there after the park was closed. Like I said, probably a $50 ticket at the most. He gets their IDs, checks them for warrants. None of them have warrants. Tell him to sign a ticket. He signs tickets. She don't. After he pulls out handcuffs, she says, she'll sign it. Like, again, it's too late for that. You should have signed it when he told you the other multiple times to sign it. Too late to sign it now. And he took her to jail, and that's the end of it. There's nothing racial about it. There's nothing wrong with it. I mean, he did his job. But with that being said, let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. Again, if y'all watching this later, thank y'all for watching, as always, and y'all stay safe out there.